So there's a scene in the movie The Devil's Advocate where Al Pacino, who plays the devil, says, "Vanity, definitely my favorite sin." And that's what I'm talking about. And so it's a strange situation, folks, because we know that there's a split, okay, between the, let's call it the authentic self, and the imperial self, and the inauthentic self, okay? And the inauthentic self is all about the external, all right? And the external self lives only on the acknowledgement and approval of others. That's where it gets its energy from, okay? Because it doesn't have soul energy, it doesn't have divine energy, okay? So it needs the energy of others so it can exist, in a sense, so it can play its game. It can't work if there's no one else around to feed you that energy. And so the game in town is that whatever you do, no matter how hard you do it, get the energy from others, okay? Get that acknowledgement, whether it's in a good way or a bad way, it doesn't matter. Just get acknowledgement from others, because the more that you are seen, the more alive that you actually are, okay? And so that's the funny thing, is that what we are doing is surrendering, sacrificing the authentic self, okay, for the inner work. We're ignoring that and substituting with a false image, a false god in a way, a maya, an illusion, if this is making sense. With, you know, but we're doing it to ourselves. We are hoodwinking ourselves. We are putting the wool over our own eyes, okay? We are slaves to the inauthentic self. We are afraid. We are we are controlled by our shadow, or in a way we are controlled by some kind of force within us that is, it's strange. Like, what is this inauthentic self? What is it? And how does it work? And why do we know anything about it? What is it that when the authentic self is rejected and suppressed, that lo and behold something else manifests, right? And again, its energy supply can only live by external means of others' approval, of others' witnessing, of others' acknowledgement, at whatever cost to the authentic self. And that's what culture gives us. Culture, society, and the hive mind gives us enough rope for ourselves to hang ourselves with. You know, it's giving us the rope, it's giving us the loose around, you know, and saying, here, try this on, and, you know, and hang yourself and see how they, and then we are the ones that are hanging ourselves at the end of the day. Okay? We are hanging, essentially what we're doing is that we're hanging the authentic self. We are hanging the soul, the spirit that abides within us. Okay? Our uniqueness, whatever it is. That's what we are strangling. Okay? And then, so culture says, here we go. We're giving you the means to do it. Strangle yourselves. Alright? So, that's amazing. And none of us really are aware of that at all. We think that, you know, culture has got us so hoodwinked, has tricked us. Not culture, but the hive mind collective, you know, the crowd, has got us so hoodwinked, has got us so manipulated, has got us so much in its jaws, and we think that it's the best place to hang out and be, and it's the only meaning in life. It's what we're here to do, is to be part of the crowd, right? To be part of this situation that's going on, okay? To be part of the herd. So, in other words, we are drinking the poison, and we are loving it. That's the problem. we are congratulating ourselves on being the biggest conformists, the biggest liars, the biggest actors, the most inauthentic. That's what we are doing. That's what the world has come about, right? And it's intense to appreciate and see. I mean, it really is. And is this really what's going on? Are so many people, human beings on planet Earth right now, so in such a vice? Are they really are they so shackled to their own minds, right? To their own desires, to their own fears, that what they've needed to do to suppress all of that is to invent an actor of sorts, to deny it, to disembody it, this reality, and therefore I'm saying and manifest some kind of Frankenstein, because that's what it is. It's Frankenstein. That's what we are. We're just walking around with skin and bones, but no spirit. Ghosts. We are ghosts. Okay? Feeding off one another. Vampiristically, psychically feeding off one another. It's a bizarre state of affairs, folks. It's a bizarre time to be in. It really is. It can be to own that perception, to really truly own that and be in touch with that reality. You really got to have some big balls. You got to have some big balls to be able to see for what it is. You got to be able to see the automatons, to be able to see the state of the world, to be able to see your own perspective on things, and just your own sacred being and your own beauty and your own truth and who you are, and to own that, and you do it individually, right? You got to have real balls, okay? Real courage, real bravery. Wow. There's no question about it. You can't buy this kind of bravery somewhere, or courage or something like that. It's not for sale anywhere. Either you're doing it or you're not, But I'm saying, so that's what it comes with. And so for myself, what I've been appreciating a lot more so is owning the way that I see things, owning who I become, who I am becoming, my relationship with nature, with the divine, with the sacred, with the meaning, with the beauty, with the truth, okay, with the potential, and whatever. And for myself, been working on this relationship with something that is more infinite, right, which is more transcendental, which is more magical, which is more mystery, it's got more of a mystery to it, right? And so for myself, I feel like I've been moving further away, from the pull, the gravity, the force that sucks you in, of the collective. Because when you're part of the collective, you have no freedom. You have no freedom. You don't even exist. You're a cog in the wheel. You're a puppet on a string. Okay? There is no you. Again, you are just an actor in a movie that will end, and when it ends, your act is over. That's it. That's it. When the screen goes up, and when the credits roll, that's it. Into oblivion, in a way. You go, in a sense, because that's where you've spent your life energy on, in that area of existence and in life. That's what you've become, right? So it's like you've poured your energy into something, like let's say a candle, and then you just lit that candle, and the candle, okay, so the energy's gone somewhere else, but perhaps, who knows? But nonetheless, what I'm saying is that when you're part of the collective comeback, you're a ghost, and you have no freedom of thought. You don't really know what your purpose is, what the collective purpose is. Again, which your purpose is just basically to make as big a noise as you can, to be as grandiose as you can. in a collective, just get all eyes on you, all the attention must be on you, and you're such a wonderful human being, and you're so successful, and whatever it is. So it's all this mask to hide underneath all the disgrace that you are. Okay, and that's what the collective offers. The collective says, "Come, my child." It's like a womb, and that's what apparently the word "city" is a Greek word for womb. It's like, "Come, my child, I'll nurse you." You can be with everybody else together in the despair, in the misery, in the disgrace, in your own self-abandonment, and whatever it is, in the lost souls. And because the anxiety and the depression and the disgrace that lurks underneath, the surface level of things to a certain degree. But it says, don't worry. The hive mind says, culture says, the crowd says, join us. And we'll all do the same thing. We'll all dance in the same way. We'll all look the same. We'll give all the same meaning to life. It'll become like a religion. Right, and the God is yourself. Well, it's not really yourself, right? But that's in a way that's what the lie is. And say, well, doesn't that sound wonderful? It's kind of a remedy to your soul's calling out. The struggle that your soul is in, if you will. Okay, because of your own denial of it, right? It's your own confusion, all right? Your own fear. It's like, don't worry about that. That's all taken care of. They'll all be muted. Come this way, my child. Come this way. With a very alluring promise. Come this way. Be part of the crowd. We'll tell you how to think. We'll tell you how to talk. We'll tell you what to wear. We'll tell you what to eat. We'll tell you what to think about. We'll tell you what to not think about. We'll tell you what to question. We'll tell you what to question. We'll tell you where to look. We'll tell you where not to look. With physical eyes, with metaphysical eyes, we'll give it to you all. You don't have to question. You don't have to ponder. There's no curiosity needed. No discomforts needed whatsoever. We'll give you all the remedies. We'll give you all the medications. We'll give you all the distractions that you need. We'll sedate you. We will sedate you to such a level that you will just be in such pure bliss with all the other sedated people, with everybody else, and as a collective, you won't be alone. That's the thing. You won't be alone. It's got I think I was listening to Michael Tesoro, and he was saying that the crowd is considered to be feminine, not masculine, feminine, and that's interesting. The crowd is very nurturing. Okay, the crowd really wants you to be a part of it. Okay, it's so incestual though, the crowd. Of course, but it's something else. And so that's it. It's like, we see it today how nothing's questioned. It's all just accepted. The reality with which we are presented is just taken how it is. Yeah, folks, so the thing is that, just coming back for myself, is like, it's beautiful to be an individual. It's beautiful to, this is the reward, hey? This is like, it's the reward and the risk, almost a risk in a way, but it's the beauty, it's the promise that you can see things with your own eyes, that you can see things for the way that they really are, and you're not a slave to your own sort of shadow, if you will, and your own ego and your own fear and whatever it is. You're such a beautiful, divine, breathing human being, and you bring such light into the world and so much love as well into the world, right? And that your perspective is so divine, it is so sacred, it is so honorable, right? That it's priceless. It's priceless. And if you've achieved that, then you've done so out of so much sweat, blood, and tears, right? That you've got that, and you own that, and don't disown it. What meaning to you in your life, and beauty is into your life, and love is in your life, and sacredness in your life, whatever that may be, your purpose, whatever that may be, that has been, you've thrown away all the illusion, and you found the philosopher's stone, you found the beauty. through yourself, through your own endeavors, through your own strength, through your own confidences, like I said, through your own fears, through your own strengths and weaknesses, you've come so far. You own a perspective. You have a perspective. You're not just another cog in the wheel. You have the ability to decide and think for yourself and question, and to be curious and to have an imagination, and to feel the wind on your face and the sun setting on your back, or whatever it may be. You feel alive, a richness of things, a richness of beauty of things, of taste, of aromas, poetry, of true music. There is such a strong flavor to really being alive, in a sense. It's just all the senses are constantly danced with, in a way, constantly embraced, right, on the physical, and in such a healthy way, right, and not through, because when you're part of the crowd, what in culture, all the senses are just triggered by poisons. It's all poisonous. It's all poisonous. It's all intoxicating in an unhealthy way, in a poisoning fashion. So it's like you're drinking to quench your thirst when you in the part of the culture, or part of the hive mind, part of the collective. You drink from the sewage water, and you bathe in the sewage water, because already in yourself there's such a stench, and all you want to do is cover that stench over, and so you love the stench even more so. But that's what I'm saying, is that like you drink from the sewage tap, in order to, and they tell you that it's baklava, they tell you that it's Hennessy whiskey or something like that, it's the finest of wines, and you believe it, and but what's it doing? It's raw sewage, man, and you don't even know the bloody difference. And you're putting it in your hair and whatever it is, and so you drink it to quench your thirst, and so you're thinking it's quenching your thirst, but it's not. It's making you even more and more sickening and disgusting, But when you are wholesome, when you are, true, when you're honest, when you are beautiful, when you're courageous, again, when you are awakened, when you are an individual thinker, you drink from the purest of spring water, right? With which it has wisdom, it has ancientness in it, it has sacredness in it, it has divinity in it. And the more that you drink, the more it instills upon you, the more it empowers you, the more that it refreshes your being, the more that it lifts your spirit even higher, okay? The more it just complements you. And you really feel, that your thirst is being quenched, okay? But on the other side, like I said, on the darker side of things, in the Plato's cave of things, in the hive mind, in the crowd, in the collective, man, oh man, your thirst is never quenched, right? You're always underneath it all. You're always dry-throated. You're always parched. You're always, ghoulishly looking around, for that next hungry feed. Where can I get it? And that's it. You don't want to turn to the pure spring water. I'm talking about spring water, which spring water is like goes through the veins of the earth. Spring water collects all the real nutrients. Water is always trying to make itself whole, and so when it travels along its way, it adds all the nutrients that it finds along its journey, so it becomes whole. Like rainwater is not complete water. It hasn't got enough nutrients in it and whatever that else is necessary that makes it what it is. But spring water goes through the veins. It can be traveling in the earth for 5 years, 10 years underground. It's the nectar. It's the milk of Gaia. And for the collective people, it's they can't drink it. It burns them almost. It's too hard for them to drink from. It's too frightening for them to drink from. The smell of it, they don't know what it is. It's intense, folks. It really is intense. But is that not what it is about today? Is that not what's going on? Folks, I'm going to end off on this. It's from The Devil's Advocate. Eddie Barzoon. Okay, so for those who have seen The Devil's Advocate, it's John Milton is Al Pacino, who's actually the devil. Okay, and Al Pacino is speaking now from, he's the devil basically, and he's talking about a guy named Eddie Barzoon. All right. Which somebody wrote this over here. He says, in the first monologue, John Milton foresees a dark, disgusting, twisted, immoral, ugly future millennium led. In this first dialogue, John Milton foresees a dark, disgusting, twisted, immoral, ugly future millennium led by the Eddie Barzoons of the world. Alright? So that's kind of what he's saying over here, of what he's getting into. What Al Pacino is talking about, Eddie Barzoon. He speaks about Eddie Barzoon. He says, I nursed him through 2 divorces, a cocaine rehab, and a pregnant receptionist. God's creature, right? God's special creature? I've warned him, Kevin. I've warned him every step of the way, watching him bounce around like a game, like a wind-up toy, like 250 pounds of self-serving greed on wheels. How's that, folks? Like 2,500 pounds of self-serving greed on wheels. The next 1,000 years is right around the corner, Eddie. Sorry, let me leave the accent behind. The terrible effort of the accent. The next 1,000 years is right around the corner. Eddie Barzoon, take a good look, because he's the poster child for the next millennium. See what he's saying here, folks? These people, it's no mystery where they come from. You sharpen the human appetite to the point where it can split atoms with its desires. You build egos the size of cathedrals, fiber optically connect the world to every ego impulse, grease even the dullest dreams with these dollar-green, gold-plated fantasies until every human becomes an aspiring emperor, becomes his own god. And where can you go from there? As we're scrambling from one deal to the next, who's got his eye on the planet? It's hectic, folks. He's like pointing at the planet, this one. He says, as the air thickens, the water sours, even the bees' honey takes on the metallic taste of radioactivity. And it just keeps coming, faster and faster. There's no chance to think, to prepare. It's buy futures, sell futures, when there is no future. We got a runaway train, boy. We got a 1 billion Eddie Barzoons, all jogging into the future. Every one of them is getting ready to, I can't pronounce this, it's too disgusting with this term. He says, every one of them getting ready to, first God's ex-planet, lick their fingers clean as they reach out towards their pristine cybernetic keyboards to tot up their billable hours. And then it hits home. You got to pay your own way, Eddie. It's a little late in the game to buy out now. Your belly's too full, your dick is sore, your eyes are bloodshot, and you're screaming for someone to help. But guess what? There's no one there. You're all alone. You're all alone, Eddie. You're God's special little creature. I've often thought about that one, folks. It's really an intense one. And that's basically what he's saying, is that the next 1,000 years belongs to the devil. He's managed to cull the masses, the mind, to be these self-serving greed on wheels, that we've just become immoral, we've become corrupt, whatever it is, and the devil in a way has been looking, and he's been seeing all of this going on, and he's saying you build egos the size of cathedrals, which is true, like I said before. You fiber optically connect the world to every ego impulse. Grease even the dullest dreams with these dollar green, gold-plated fantasies until every human becomes an aspiring emperor, becomes his own god. Absolutely, folks. So where can you go from there as we're scrambling from one deal to the next? As the air thickens, the water sours. This is true, folks. Even the bee's honey takes on the metallic taste of radioactivity. It's true. It's true. There's no chance to think, to prepare. It's buy future, sell futures when there is no future. It's what you see, what's going on now, all the chaos, all the maddening that's happening, all over the show, the lack of presence and stillness and disconnect, and people just hurrying around and rushing and up and down in their cars and whatever it is, and in front of their TVs, and never sitting still, never meditating, never taking a moment of peace and tranquility and whatever it is, stillness, never, So he's saying over here, we've got a runaway train, boy. We do. If you look at this planet, folks, we've got a runaway train. There's no question about it. I don't know what the hell is going to happen on this planet. We've got a billion Eddie Bazis all jogging into the future, and they're all ready to basically screw over God's planet, lick their fingers clean as they, enjoy it. Like basically they are so eager to destroy the planet. They are so eager to bring it to devastation, to destruction, and then they can say they've done a good job at it, and be proud of actually what they've done. Killed the thing that they've needed the most. Killed it. Yeah, it's terrible. It's just amazing what we've been turned into. Your belly's too full. It's true. Your dick is sore and your eyes are bloodshot, and you're screaming for someone to help. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's it, folks. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows how this is going to play out? It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I'll leave you on that message, and I'm speaking for myself, is that don't sell yourself short at any cost. Okay? Don't undervalue yourself. Don't underappreciate yourself. Don't under-acknowledge yourself. And see where you come from, your true source. See how far you've come. See what you've gone through. Give blessing and thanks for it if you can, and appreciation at times, and realize that you're on the right ride. You took a winning ticket here, and it's all because of you. It's all because of you. You've gotten yourself to where you are today. The universe has bent over backwards to help out, and angels have arranged and behind the scenes and done what they can. But so far so good. You've gotten where you are today, and that's no small measure, folks. And the trick now is going further. Don't sell yourself short. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't undermine yourself. Don't undervalue yourself. And hold your perception of how you see life, reality, nature, yourself as true. And hold it in the light of love, and hold it in the light of the divine and the sacred as well. And you can't go wrong there, folks. You can't go wrong. So we'll leave it at that for now. Take care.